How do you take a rusty, messy, gross griddle like this Blackstone here and turn it around into something amazing? Perhaps something that looks a little bit like this. Well, today I'm going to walk you through some steps and some tools, some different things that are actually pretty quick and easy. A lot of things you may already have around your house or you can pick up pretty inexpensively that are just great for cleaning up an old griddle. Maybe something you've had sitting out for a while. Maybe something you pick up for free or real cheap and turn around to something that will be amazing to use for a long time. So I'll walk you through some of those steps. Hopefully this is helpful and enjoy today's video. A little backstory, this griddle I just picked up from a local neighbor for free, something that they probably had on their deck for a while. There was a silicone mat that is pretty junky and gross. I need to get the pressure washer out for that, but again, that's still perfectly usable. That will actually help keep this thing clean in a good spot once it's clean there and dry. It had a cover, but for whatever reason it's been sitting probably for over a year. There's rust. Most of this is all surface rust. It's not too bad, and gunk. The thing just needs a good cleaning, and this thing should be ready to go and last for quite a while as long as you take care of it. It's the same concept if you use cast iron, where you keep it seasoned, you keep certain chemicals off it, and it is fantastic to cook with. Let's talk about some of the tools and equipment you're going to need to get this thing clean from the rust or a bad shape or just your ordinary cleaning. So let's first talk about oil. So oil is what is essential for the seasoning, which is kind of creating that hard coating that kind of protects it. It helps with the cooking, kind of makes it almost like a non-stick. It's like what you do with a cast iron. And so there's a couple different oils that are generally used. I'm sure lots of different fats could be used for this, but a lot of people use coconut oil. That's kind of a good go-to. And some of the custom blends that different companies will sell have that as kind of their base. So coconut oil is real big. A vegetable oil, canola oil, something like that's good. Can handle the high temp. Beef tallow. You could use an avocado oil. You're not using olive oil generally because it doesn't have the high temp. It's not as good for the seasoning stuff. So generally save that for your cooking. That's fine to use on the griddle. It's just for your when you're trying to really get that seasoning built up. You're not going to use that. You're also going to use this oil for part of the rust cleaning as we're kind of loosening things up, so it'll come up in different parts. Another big tool now is, and probably one of the more essential ones, is a scraper. I like to use the little bit wider 6-inch sort of thing. It's a nice rigid thing. Some people use a putty knife from their house. A little more flimsy. I would not advise that. Just go ahead and get one. I have got both of these. I don't use this one very often, so I do like that a lot. Even your spatulas, while it's a nice hard surface, you might use that at times. You want a scraper to go along with it. I'll also use this kind of to help push, like when I have a paper towel that's kind of pushing my thin oil around for seasoning. You'll see that me use that a little later. Tongs and a spatula. There are different things like scrub brushes. I've got some of these I got when I first got my Blackstone. I've only used them a few times because most of the time I'm using a paper towel, scraper, and that's kind of my go-to things. Pumice stone is pretty essential. There's also grill bricks, different versions. I think they're a similar type of product. It's kind of like a sandpaper for your griddle. And a lot of times you'll go through it if you've got like buildup of stuff, problems with your surface. You kind of use this to kind of sand it down in a sense and build it down. You might put some oil or maybe water in there a little bit just to kind of get it moistened up, some heat, and then you're just kind of scraping that. There are holders for it. This is actually a pumice stone here that I recently used. So there's different holders you can use that will be good, or get a rag if it's hot. So that's something. Talk about sandpaper, whether you have a sanding block or whatever else. This is really on the almost extreme situation, so I could use this on here. I don't think I'll even need this here, so I don't think I'll be using this in the video, but one time I used sandpaper. I was careful. I wasn't like trying to, mess up the surface as far as cause divots, but you could use like an ordinary grit on there and sand something down if you need to. Then you're gonna have to go through and do all your seasoning and cleaning. Rubber gloves. I love to use rubber gloves. Use them all the time, both in my cooking and in my cleaning. Just a quick way to keep my hands kind of clean when I'm kind of moving things around, touching stuff. Grill cleaners, kind of a soap, these sort of things. I would probably generally avoid these. Maybe in an extreme situation where you're trying to get something clean, but once you do that, you've got chemicals on there. You got to rinse that thing off real good, and then you got to go through and do the seasoning. So maybe in an extreme situation like this, just to get this thing kind of started fresh, clean, you could use it, but I don't use this very often on things. I think I've only used it maybe once, and so again, So I kind of like the sandpaper. I generally don't need it. But some people will do this to kind of get things loosened up and clean, and then they'll rinse that off real well and then do all the seasoning process, which you're going to see in a second. So paper towels, use these all the time. A lot of the newer griddles will have a built-in paper towel holder on there, so I'm using that frequently. And then I do like to have the bottles. I started out with the big tall ones, kind of cool looking, whatever, but they're just big and I don't go through it that fast. They kind of get gunky, whatever. So I like to use these things periodically. I'll wash them off. So you have one that's full of water and one that's full of oil. So that's kind of a go-to thing. You can use a scrub brush from your grill if you're trying to get something loose, but again, it's the straight edge really is what I'm using most of the time. So those are some of the basic tools. You'll see me use some of that here. But if you've got questions about other things you've heard of or what I've kind of talked about here, put that in the comments and I'll try to answer those questions too. So the first thing to do is get this thing nice and hot, and then I'm gonna actually pour some boiling water on there and just kind of loosen up some of the big grit that's on there, get the kind of the big stuff scraped off, and then I'll start going for more detail. So just gonna get some water on there. This thing is still warming up. Come through and just start working on the big stuff that's on there. Just gonna spread that water around. I'm getting more grit and grime from the edges than anywhere in the middle, but that's kind of normal. That's usually where the grease will pile up. Also not as hot, so when you're seasoning it afterwards or whatever else, sometimes that area doesn't get treated the same as other areas. This is pretty good here. Get my paper towel. Just go over those edges, get the big gunk. And then from here, I'm going to go and get a little bit of oil on here just to kind of keep it moist. And then I'm going to take my pumice stone, start circular motions, working on the spreading out that oil around. All right, so I've got this thing pretty well cooled off. It's still warm. It's probably too hot to touch, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my pumice stone, or in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my grill brick, same kind of concept, and I'm just gonna keep sanding this down. You can already see that the bulk of the rust is gone. It's just kind of cleaning up, and especially the edges, that's where I'm finding most of my gunk. And so I'm kind of working different ways, different angles on that. But this thing's actually cleaning up pretty fast in just a few minutes. So let's just keep going at it. And I'll come through, just get all the big stuff off. Little tip with the dust, if you are kind of trying to go real fast on that, you can blow it off, but I like to pull out the little battery blower and just kind of do one last blow off. So I've got the big stuff off. I'm gonna go back with a dry paper towel, put some water on here, and just kind of go through, and I want to show you the difference of what this thing looked like before when I was constantly picking up black gunk and all. It should be fairly clean if this thing's ready to season. So it's still warm, it's not hot. Well, still a couple hot spots there. You go through. Okay, so that's the middle, and you can see hardly anything on there. And then I'm gonna go through the edges. Edges is always where you get more of the gunk. Scrape it. And again, this thing is, I mean, that's clean for a thing like this. So just make sure I got all that. And I always like to go through and just make sure I got all the edges out. All right, before I do any seasoning on this, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of clean off the other surfaces. This is where you can use some of your detergent and just your basic cleaners. And I'm gonna clean off my trays, my underneath, kind of get this thing cleaned up, and then I'll come through and season this, as that takes some time for it to heat up the oil and stuff. All right, the grill is now ready for seasoning. So this is the most important thing to keep this thing in great shape long term. Also the most important thing, so you have great cooking, the cleanliness, the non-stick, it kind of just, this is important. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing heated up, nice and hot. We're gonna put a very, very thin coat of oil, so just enough to kind of get it coated lightly with oil. We'll let that thing burn off. There'll be smoke, give it about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll do another coat. We'll do this probably 2 to 4 times. We'll kind of see how it looks, and this is going to start kind of blackening up. There'll be some little bit of brown that'll start happening, and that's going to get that nice hard coating. It's going to protect it, and it makes it amazing for cooking and all that. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. All right, with this thing fired up, I'm gonna let it heat up first, but I like to take a paper towel, and I'll take my paper towel, fold it in half, and then I'll just take this thing and kind of roll it up nice and tight. And this is gonna be kind of my sponge, washcloth, whatever, and I'm going to just drizzle when this thing's hot, drizzle a little bit of oil on here and just kind of scrape it through, get it nice and even, watching so that it doesn't bunch up anywhere, it's not overly thick. That will create bubbles and just kind of an uneven spot that'll become a problem later for peeling. So you just want this nice and thin, especially on these first few coats, to get that seasoning going. Okay, the grill is hot. No way I'm touching this. These are not heat resistant gloves, which probably would be a wonderful thing to have. I don't have those. So I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of oil on there and quickly spread that around. And again, I'm just kind of getting that there. I don't want any puddles of this. Gonna just kind of make sure it's getting all the metal. And what I like to do is kind of go back and forth both directions. And if you need a little bit more on there, you can put it, but that's for my very first couple coats. I don't want much. And then at the end, after I've done that, I like to kind of just go over, really get those edges. And then I will also go and take my tongs, and I'll go through and I'll do actually the top and edges, I guess the inside and outside edges. Get all the metal with some oil on there, so that's pretty good there. So whether it's the same paper towel or a different one, I will get a bunch a little bunch of it, and get this thing, a little bit of oil on there, and I'm gonna go through and do these outer edges. So that also can get seasoned. The idea here is just creates that coating that helps protect with rust. It helps protect the metal and keep it in a good spot. Okay, so this thing has been smoking off. It's been going for about 15 minutes or so. I'm just gonna kind of make sure I don't have any residue from the paper towel or anything on there, any dust that might have fallen. Just do a quick wipe down. Some people actually use a rag for this part too. I always go with the paper towel. And by the way, you don't want to leave these things on here too long. Let them start getting all shredded up and getting mixed in. I'll get a fresh one out here and there, just like this. Let's do another coat of the seasoning. I get the big bulk of it spread out, and then just kind of go back and forth. Don't want anything built up. Immediately start smoking because this thing is hot. Okay, so 4 coats of seasoning went through, and this thing was hot. Put a thin layer on there, let it kind of smoke off, put another one on there. Probably over the last 30 minutes I did 4 coats. The first and second or first and third coat, I can't remember, I went ahead and did that as you saw, the edges inside and out. And this thing is kind of a shiny black. You're never gonna have a perfect, like, even black all the way through it. It's just kind of the way griddles are. But generally this thing, if you look at this up close here, you're gonna see it's in good shape. So restoring a grill, if you get one from a griddle from somebody, it's amazing what you can get out of this thing. Anyway, have a good life.